Hi everyone, thanks for joining us in day 3, week 2 of our Pilates classes. So we're going to just start with a little bit of ankle and foot mobility work first. So I'm just going to get Brad to start standing side on to the camera here in front of me, and I'll just demonstrate from the front view. So we're looking at just making sure that we move right through the front of the foot and the toes and give them a little stretch out, as well as balancing a little bit on one leg. So just rest with your hands on your hips, and we're just going to start with a breath in, and we're just going to lift our heel, and you want to make sure that the ball of your foot's still on the floor. Then we're going to go right up onto the point of the toe, and then we're going to curl the toe right over and just stretch the top of the foot. Then go back onto the point of the toe, down through the ball of the foot, and then down through the heel onto the other side. So lifting the heel, then right up onto the point, curl the toes back, up onto the point, down to the ball, down to the heel. One more each side. So heel, toes, curl, toes, ball of the foot, heel. Lift the heel, lift to the point of the toes, curl the toes, back, down and down. Excellent. And then just bringing that right heel up again, just circle the heel a few times, and then the other direction. Good. And down onto the other side, lift the heel, circle. Not so good at circling that side. Sometimes it's a bit weird on one side, then the other direction. Excellent. And back down. All right, coming into our roll down. So arms are just relaxed down by your sides. We're lengthening up through the spine. I want you to imagine as if your back is right up against a wall. You're getting your height measured, and you want to make sure that you haven't lost a centimetre over this time frame here. So lengthening tall, breathing in to prepare, and then breathing out. We want to tuck the chin to the chest, drop the ribs to the hips, navel to the spine as we start to curl down and peel ourselves away from the wall. We're just going to hold there and take a breath in and breathe out to slowly curl back up, tucking the tailbone under as we re-stack back up against our wall. Let's just do that one more time. So tuck the chin to the chest, ribs to the hips, navel to the spine. Imagine you're bending over a barrel, lifting the stomach up and breathing out as we curl back up through the spine, anchor those heels to the floor. This time we'll come down into our 4-point kneeling position. Exhale, chin to the chest, ribs to the hips, navel to the spine, and then walking up and coming down onto your hands and knees, and we'll go into our 4-point swimmer. And we're adding in an arm circle with this one as well. So we're going to make sure that we've got our neutral position here with slight curve in the lower back, a little bit higher through the upper back. Shoulders are down away from the ears. Now try to avoid any leaning sideways through the hips. So set up a bit of a brace with the stomach using your breath out. And we're going to extend the right foot back and the left hand forward, breathing out. Hold your position here, and on the breath in, do a wide circle, coming right out to the side all the way down to your hip, and then return it all the way back out wide again, out in front, and then down to the floor here. Exhale to the other side, reaching out. Inhale, the arm circles all the way to the hip, and then all the way forward on the exhale. Inhale down to the floor. Exhale, arm and leg out. Inhale, circle. Exhale, back and down. Exhale, reach. Inhale, circle. Exhale, reach forward and down. Hold there. Tuck the tailbone under, round through your spine, and sit the bottom down into shell stretch. Reach those hands out along the floor and enjoy a stretch. Breathe in, round the back and sides of those ribs, and stretch on the exhale. Right, now we're going into a little bit of glute work with our fire hydrants. So these are tricky. Hard thing is to avoid tilting the hips, but just remember you don't have to lift very high. You're just trying to feel the squeeze into your glute muscles here. So we're going to brace with the stomach. We're imagining as if we're a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. So starting with our right leg, hover that right foot just a little off the floor. Exhale, turn out the knee. Breathing in, it sweeps back down, just brushes the floor. Exhale, back open again. Inhale and down. Imagine you're balancing a cup of tea on the middle of your back here, and you want to try to keep that nice and level. Focus the squeeze here and make sure that you're leading with the knee, not the foot. Try not to let that foot go wider than the knee at all. Let's just do 2 more. Good, squeeze, should be feeling that into the glutes, should be working those abs. Good, and then just pause there and we do a little rest into shell stretch now, knee to the floor. Back to shell stretch, just take pressure off the hands. Right, and then onto the other side. Okay, coming back up onto hands and knees. Again, set up that support with the abs, keep the shoulders down, hover that left knee just a little off the floor, keep the back level, exhale, the knee lifts out to the side. Breathing in as it comes down, again exhale, lift. Good, sticking with that same leg as we lift. Now you will feel a lot more weight onto your left hand here. Just try to keep your shoulders pulled down. Make sure that we're not letting the body lean or tip. Let's just go 2 more here. Good, last one. Drop that hip a little, yeah, and up. Good, excellent. And then resting the knee down to the floor and back to shell stretch again. And with our shell stretch, let's just add in a little bit more of a side stretch. So we're going to walk your hands across to the right hand side of the floor. Bring your left hand on top of your right hand. Think about lengthening from your pinky finger down to your hip. Remember to breathe in and open the ribs like a fan opening out. And then walking across to the other side. Right hand on top of the left hand. Again, breathe in, expand into the ribs for that stretch. Excellent. Back to the center. Cool. Coming down onto the elbows and forearms, we'll go into our basic plank position now. Nothing fancy today in our planks, just doing the basics well. So focusing on our breathing and our technique. So we should be just on the knees. If you feel like the knees aren't a strong enough challenge for you, you can come up onto your toes. Brad's strong enough for that. But make sure that we're not sagging into the hips too much there. Lift and squeeze your bum. Yeah, not too high. Squeeze the bum. Yeah, make sure not too round. So maybe just push the chest forward a little bit. Yeah, that's it. Just straighten your back a little bit more. Yeah, that's it. And then when you squeeze your butt, don't tuck as much. Yep, that's good. All right, keep that length through the neck. Now, if you're on the knees, that's still fine. Nothing wrong with kneeling and doing it. It's good for that endurance. Let's just hold another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you can rest right down onto your stomach. And we'll go into some spear lifts. So with the spear lifts, we want the arms alongside the body. Legs should be just nice and long. And if you can, try to squeeze your heels together. That is fantastic. We're just starting to draw the shoulder blades back together. Imagine there's a bead of sweat dripping between your shoulder blades and you're trying to just catch that between your shoulder blades. We're pulling up the tummy muscles, squeezing the buttock, pushing the pubic bone to the floor. Breathe in to prepare and then breathe out. Lift through the head and chest. Reach those arms nice and long. Keep the legs down, lengthening along the floor. And then relax down on the exhale. Take a breath in and prepare. Breathe out. Draw the shoulder blades together. Good. Don't let those arms go too wide. Try to keep them nice and streamlined. Come down a little lower. That's it. Yep. And then releasing down. Breathing in. And exhale. Drawing back. Good. Squeezing back in between those shoulder blades. And releasing down. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just cueing for everyone at home. Exhale. Think about the V of muscles coming down to the center of your back, working through those lower traps, and release down. Last one. Exhale, drawing back with the shoulders, lifting. Now be careful not to look forward. Keep your chin tucked in and look at the mat, not out in front. And release down. Excellent. And then we'll come up onto your hands and knees. We'll do a cat stretch just to loosen out the spine. I know it's a favourite of so many people, so cat stretch here. So we've got the hands under shoulders, knees under the hips. So just going to start going into angry cat. So breathing in to prepare. As we breathe out, we're going to tuck the tailbone under, scoop the navel into the spine, round the shoulders, tuck your chin. Breathe in. As you breathe out, tailbone out, shoulder blades down, lift the head out and forward. Exhale, tuck the tailbone under, squeeze the glutes as we lift. Imagine you're lifting up away from a spear and release down. As you release down, lengthen and then lift. Yeah, good. And last one, exhale, squeeze the glutes, contract those abs. Don't let your shoulders shrug up. And releasing down on the next breath out, all the way into our happy cat. Brilliant. And then come back to find your neutral position, and then I'll just get Brad to swivel around and sit facing the curtains, the window. And we're just going to do some little half roll downs with our knees bent. So if we have the knees bent here, and you can come a little bit further forward. Okay, we're going to stack up nice and tall on the sit bones, and we want to reach the arms out in front, palms facing in, shoulders sliding down and back. So with our half roll backs, you just want to go back to where you feel the tummy muscles get a little bit of a shake. Okay, you don't have to go all the way to the floor on this exercise. Breathing in to prepare. Breathe out, tuck the tailbone under, scoop the navel into the spine, go to where you feel a little bit of shake, where you feel those abs kick in, take a breath in. Exhale, return, curling back up and forward, and then breathing in, stack up nice and tall. Do 2 more like that. Exhale as we come back. Pause for a little breath in. Exhale as we curl forward. And breathing in, stack up nice and tall. 1 more. Exhale, rolling back. Pause for the breath in. And exhale as we curl. Good. Let the hands just rest down for a moment to give the shoulders a break. And next ones we're going to go into some oblique twists. So as we do this, we're going to roll down and pause, and then we're going to breathe in as we rotate, reaching our arm to the side. Exhale, return center. Then we'll go to the other side. We'll just do 1 each way to start with. So we're exhaling, we're tucking the tailbone under, we're doing a little roll back, and we're going to pause, and we're going to breathe in, reach out with the left, exhale, return center. Inhale with the right, exhale, return center, hold for a breath in, and exhale, curl forward. Breathing in, stack up nice and tall again. Same thing again, exhale, roll back, this time 2 each way. So we're going to inhale and exhale, alternate them. Inhale right, exhale back. Good, then left again. And return, good. Remember, try to keep the hips relaxed. Back to center, hold, and curl forward. And then going into 3, stacking up nice and tall. Exhale, rolling back and hold. Breathing in and exhale. Inhale, remember, draw the navel to the spine on the return. Shoulders relaxed, and don't over rotate. If you feel yourself wanting to lean, your legs wanting to lift, just make sure you don't go too far. Last set. Excellent. Last one. Back to center, hold, and curl forward. This time lower your legs right down flat and reach your hands down onto your knees or your ankles or your feet or wherever you can reach to for a nice stretch. Remember to breathe in into any areas of stiffness in your spine. Use your breath out to pull you, and think about drawing your elbows to your hips as you use your arms to help you pull deeper into that stretch. Alright, now we're going to roll all the way down to the floor here. So just starting with a nice breath in, and as we exhale, just nice and slowly down to the mat. Excellent. And now that we're down on the mat, if you do want to place a pillow under your head as we do some lower ab work, just to take pressure off your neck, then just pop that in, or a folded towel. We're going to start with some toe taps. So again, we're going to be in tabletop. So if you want something under your bum, then put that underneath now. Make sure you're in your neutral spine. Arms can stay by your side, or if you want to use them for feedback, put your hands on your stomach or behind your small of your back. We're going to lift one leg at a time up to tabletop. Try to avoid any doming or arching in the back. Watch that the neck and shoulders are staying as relaxed as possible here. So keep your knee in that 90-degree bend, and we're going to be breathing out as we take one foot down towards the mat, back to tabletop on the inhale. Then the other side, and back to tabletop. So keep alternating, focusing on keeping the lower stomach nice and flat. If you feel your back wanting to arch as you're taking the leg down, just stop that movement sooner. You don't have to go all the way to the floor. And we'll do one more each side. Excellent. And then just hug those knees in, a little break. We're going to add in a little oblique twist with our toe tap. So when you're lowering your left foot, you're going to twist to the right. When you're lowering the right foot, you're going to twist to the left. So it's not a single leg stretch like we normally do, it's a toe tap. So it's actually a little bit trickier sometimes to coordinate. So if we have the legs in tabletop, place the hands just in behind the head. You try to keep those elbows nice and open. So we're going to start with our twist to the right. So as you breathe out, lower the left foot, curl to the right, and then back to the floor, and then lower the right foot and curl to the left, and keep alternating. As you curl to the right, the left foot goes down, and then when we curl to the left, the right foot goes down. Try and make sure those elbows stay nice and wide, and we're trying to keep those hips nice and steady, no twisting or rocking. Let's just go one more each side. Last one. Excellent, and then have another little rest. All right, going into our normal obliques, but this time holding a curl up position. So if we bring the legs back to tabletop, we're going hands behind the head, curl up into ab prep. Breathing in to prepare, breathe out, twist to one side, straighten the opposite leg, inhale center, over to the other side. Good, this time you are always coming back to your ab prep position, not down to the floor, to really keep the work into those obliques. Excellent. That's doing this wonderfully. Let's do one more each way. And then have another little rest. Well done. Okay, and then just to work through the obliques a little bit here now, but without the upper abs so much involved. You can do this with your feet on the floor, but today we're going to try it with the legs in tabletop, but you don't want anything under your bum if you're doing that, because that will affect your position, your roll. Your hands need to be about 45 or 90 degrees out from your side, again depending if you've got space. You want to try to keep your knees and your ankles close together, and even sometimes putting something between them can be useful as well as a reminder. And we're going to be thinking about only tipping as far as we can to one side. When you start feeling you want to push down on that arm, that's as far as you want to go, because we don't want to use the arms, we want to use the abs to get you back to the center, okay? So we're going to go to the left first. We're going to inhale as the knees go to the left, and as soon as you start feeling that weight on that arm, activate your obliques and return. Then we go the other way. Inhale, and then abs and obliques to return. Good, and really think about trying to bring your lower back to the floor into an imprinted position. Your obliques will always work a little bit better when your lower back's a bit rounded, so try not to overarch or extend your spine too much with this. Keep that rib to hip connection going. Let's do one more each way. Really work through those obliques as you return. Last one. And release. Good. And then feet can come to the floor. All right, we'll work through your back of your body now, through your back, glutes, and hamstrings with some pelvic bridges. So starting with our basic spine curl first, we want your feet to be in line with your hip width apart, arms are down, shoulders back. And we will go straight into adding the arms in with this. So remembering with the arm lift, you only want to take the arms as far as you can go, where you can still roll down through your spine. So we're going to start at 90 degrees and then try to go a bit higher after that. So once we do the inhale. So breathing in to prepare. Exhale, tilt the pelvis, squeeze the glutes as we lift up into our bridge. Inhale, just come to 90 degrees with the hands. Exhale, roll down through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Arms come down. So if that was quite easy and you could roll through your spine, take the hands a bit higher this time. So curl up. Arms can come further over if you can. Hold there and then roll down through the spine. Breathing in, the arms return. Exhale, abs on, glutes on as we lift. Inhale, they come up and over. And exhale, rolling down. And arms return. Let's do two more here. Mobilizing the spine, lengthening those knees. Then think ribs down, mid back down, lower back down, bum, neutral spine at the bottom. Last one. Make sure you keep that weight even on the feet and roll it down. Excellent. Now just going into some little half lifts with this, so focusing a little bit more onto your glute med and the outside of your hips, and also good one for your glute max. We're just going to step the feet a little bit wider with these, and we're going to keep the knees slightly turned out, and then we're going to again lift the hips up into a bridge and hold. Now from here, we're going to lower down halfway, but we want to try and keep the spine in neutral position. So don't roll through the back. We're just going to lower your backside and then lift it back up again. Lower the backside and lift it back up. 6 more, and lift, and 5, and 4. Again, try not to overarch the back. Still keep that rib cage connected down a little bit here. And last one. And then hold and roll down through the spine. Excellent. And just step those feet back in. We'll just stretch out the old hamstrings a little bit here. So we're going to just stretch our left foot down onto the floor. Bring your hands around the back of your right knee and around the back of the thigh. And just remember now we don't need to hug that right in. We want to just let that rest in what would be your normal tabletop position. And then we're just going to stretch this leg up as high as you can tolerate, and then flex and point the ankle 6 times. Getting a good neural stretch going at the same time. And then we'll rest that foot down and out along the floor. We'll tuck the left leg up, again hands around the back of the thigh, relax the shoulders, and then stretching up and flex and point. Getting that good stretch into the sciatic nerve. Lovely. Excellent. And then resting back down along the floor. Okay, now we'll try and roll up into sitting here. If you can't roll up into sitting, then just roll to your side and use your hands to push you up. But if you can, reach the arms up. And as we exhale, bring the hands over, curl up through the head and shoulders, and have a stretch. All right, now we want to just try a little bit of rolling like a ball. Now, it's something I don't do a lot of in the class because if you've got any osteoporosis, osteopenia, low bone density, it's probably not the exercise for you. But we do have an alternative, which is just balancing. But also, if you've got any real stiffness in your spine and you know that you're just going to hit the floor like a pancake, again, maybe not the exercise for you. You'll know certainly after the first one. So if you're just balancing, we'll start with that. So we're going to just sit back through the hips a little bit, tuck the tailbone under, and then just take 1 foot at a time up off the floor. And you're just balancing in this position like Brad is here. And then you're just going to try to hold that, keep breathing. And as you need to take a break, just lower the feet down and have a little breather. Now, if we're going into our rolling like a ball, we want to tuck the chin, round through the spine, and it's all in the abs here. So we're going to breathe in as we roll back, just to the shoulders, not the head, and exhale, come up and balance. Breathing in as we roll back to the shoulders, exhale up and balance. Avoid pushing your legs away from you when you roll up, because although that will give you some momentum, what it may also do is cause you to extend your spine and flatten your lower back, and then you'll thud your bum down onto the mat. So let's go 2 more here. Last one. Excellent. And release. Lovely. And then rest the feet down. We're going to go into a little bit of stretching now. So I'm just going to start with Brad. If he swivels around and faces the camera, it's going to be a little bit easier here. So we're going to start with a saw. So we're going to reach our arms out nice and wide, lengthen right up through the spine, flex the feet back towards you. If you find this difficult, you can try and sit on a folded towel or have your knees bent. Right, so from here, we're going to breathe in and rotate to the left. As we exhale, we're reaching our right hand to try and saw off our little toe. Breathing in, stacking up nice and tall. Exhale, return center. Inhale, rotate right. Exhale, left hand comes across and the right palm will turn up. When you stack up tall, reach that right hand back behind you and then return center. Inhale, rotate, lengthen. Exhale, right rib to left hip and keep that right hip down. Coming back up tall and return. Inhale, rotate. Exhale and reach through. Inhale, stack up tall and release. Good. And relax down. Bring the legs in together and we're going to do a bit of glute stretch. So we're going to bring our right foot up over the left knee and we just want to hug that knee with your left hand as we rotate round to the right. So we're pulling our right knee towards our left shoulder. We're rotating as far around to the right as you can. As you exhale, imagine like you're wringing out a wet towel to get further into that stretch. And then release, come back to center. Right foot goes out, left foot comes across. Reach around with your left hand, your right hand will reach around. Now you can either, depending on how flexible you are, you can hug the knee or you can bring the arm right across to the opposite side and use your elbow to press that knee. I prefer to actually just hug it, but I know a lot of people are quite flexible through their trunk and they can get the arm right across and that's fine. And also try to keep yourself fairly upright. Don't lean backward too much, so bring that hand in. Yeah, that's the one. Use your breath, use that exhale to go into your stretch. All right, and then coming back to the center. We'll bring your feet together and your knees apart into a butterfly stretch, adductor stretch. Try to sit up nice and tall, and if you've got a wall handle, you might even want to back yourself up against the wall to really help hold you upright. And then if you can, you want to press your elbows out into your knees. Keep your chest high, but with a straight back. Try to lean forward over your hips, and you should feel a very good stretch through your inner thigh. Brilliant. Keep that breathing going. One more nice breath here. Excellent. All right, and then I'll get Brad to then swivel around onto hands and knees, finishing with a hip flexor stretch. So right foot coming out in front here. And with our hip flexor stretch, again, we want to just make sure that the lower back is not overarching through this stretch. Try to keep your shoulders back in line with your hips through the movement. Abs pulling in, squeeze the butt, and then try to slowly lean forward into the stretch without starting to sink into the lower spine. Keep that left butt squeezed. And then we're adding in a side stretch. So right hand folds into the body, left hand comes up to the ceiling. Exhale, stretch over to the right hand side. Feel that stretch right down the left side of the body here. And then return. Excellent. Change the legs over. Again, balancing, hips level, bum squeeze, abs pulling up. Again, the more you pull in with your abs and your bum, the more you'll feel that stretch in the front of your right thigh. And then if you can, try to then press those hips forward. Move your body with it. Don't just sink into the lower back. Find that stretch. Breathe through that stretch. Left hand now folds in. Right hand reaches. Exhale, side stretch to the left. Getting that stretch all the way down the right. Nice breath into the ribs. And exhale, return. Excellent. We'll move that foot back. We'll use our hands and push up onto our toes. Walk our way up towards the toes. Remember, don't rush with this. Now pause. Take a moment to consider your position. Keep the knees straight. Tuck the chin. And exhale, slowly roll up through the spine. Nice and tall. Breath in at the top. One more roll down. Exhale, chin to chest. As you start to roll down, let those arms hang nice and heavy. And exhale, tuck the tailbone under. Roll up through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Roll out those shoulders. And we're all done. Thanks for joining us.